Hello there, Robert here for the Let's Get Digital project. Today I'm at the Barony A-frame, which is just a mile or so outside Auchinleck. The Barony Colliery was opened in 1907 and the A-frame was built in 1954 when the colliery was modernised. The colliery shut down in 1989, but the following year the A-frame was made a listed building. It's the very last remaining A-frame in Britain and was restored a few years back by the Barony A-frame Trust with funding for Historic Scotland and the Heritage Lottery Fund. Once it was refurbished, we got Prince Charles, the Duke of Rothesay, to come and open it. I was amazed at the history that's sometimes right in your doorstep. Today's tutorial on the Chromebook is about the keyboard. Let's have a closer look. By the end of this session, you'll be able to switch the Chromebook on and off. You'll be able to understand a wee bit more about the keyboard and you'll be able to understand a bit more about what some of the keys do. I'm also going to show you what a good way to hold your hands when you're typing is. So let's take a look at your HP Chromebook keyboard. If you're used to using a typewriter or a keyboard, it'll look similar to that. We call this a QWERTY keyboard because, as you can see, the top line of letters spells out QWERTY. This is the same layout as a typewriter, and the reason for that is the most common keys we press are near the centre of the keyboard. They're placed round about the F and the J key. Now you can see and feel a wee raised line on the F and the J key. A good way to put your hands when you're using the keyboard, it's a good habit to get into, is to try to have your hands hovering fairly close over the F and the J keys. Now it doesn't matter whether you can touch type or whether you just use one finger. It's a good idea to get into the habit of using your left hand for the left hand side of the keyboard and your right hand for the right hand side of the keyboard. You can use as many fingers and thumbs as you like, or you can use just the one finger if you like. If you're going to be using the one finger method when you start, I would say that use one finger for each hand and try to stay with your left finger on the left side of the keyboard and your right finger on the right side. And eventually, when you start getting more used to it, you'll find that you're adding other wee fingers in here and there, and you're adding your thumb in. But you should do whatever is most comfortable and the easiest for you. You'll also see in the keyboard a big long key under the letters. This long key is called the space bar. If you want to put a space in between words or in between sentences, this is the key that we use. Quite often we can get into the habit of using our thumbs for making spaces because if you're on the keyboard, your thumbs are positioned right above it. The next important key is called the Enter, or the return key it's sometimes called. And that's this one here. Sometimes it's called the return because it's a bit like the old carriage return in a typewriter, where we get the end of a line and we use the big metal handle to push it across to get down the line and start a new line of words. The Enter key does the same thing and lets you enter information. So to enter something or go down to the next line, this is a really useful key. You'll also see on the keyboard a line of numbers. If you want to type numbers in, this is where you'll do it. You'll also see on the keyboard here some buttons, some keys that might not be quite so familiar to you. These are called function buttons. They do a number of different things. For example, these ones here let you go backwards or forwards on a website page. These ones here will let you put the screen brightness up and down. These ones here let you control the sound, the volume of the sound that's coming out. And a very important button here is the power button, which is at the top right. To turn your Chromebook on, you just press and hold the power button and you'll see that it will turn on. In a lot of these Chromebooks, When you open the lid, it'll automatically turn on for you. But if it doesn't, you can just hold down the power key and it will turn on for you. To turn it off, do the same. You just go to the power button. To turn it off, hold it down and it turns off. There are other keys in the keyboard that we'll look at when we start doing a wee bit of typing and searching on the internet. So that's your Chromebook keyboard and buttons. Give it a try.
I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio with the new.